Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction for Bakemonogatari. It is episode 5 and as always, if you want to see the reaction, just go down into the description. There's a link, replace the circumflex dot parts with real dots and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear me out what I thought about this episode. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. What a great episode. Seriously, that was really a feel-good episode. Really great. I liked how it all fell into place, how it is fitting with each other. So, really well done. Kudos to the creators. No question there. So, let's go through it, right? Well, we started off with the two of them, with Hachikuji and with Araragi, as she likes to call him, because she's stuttering. Sure. And the question if she is turning into a vampire if she bites him and tastes his flesh and his blood. There are some vampire theories where even if you drink the blood of a vampire, you can turn into one. That's why I refer to it. So I like that very much. That was really good. But it was more about the fact that she liked biting him. They really have a very strange relationship. It is really strange. I mean, they fight with each other. He's doing stuff to her that he shouldn't do. She's biting him and kicking him and everything. Yes, he's healing very fast, so it's not so bad, but still it's happening. But then you get the feeling that they kind of like each other very much. They hang around, they talk about different stuff. So, to me, this feels very much like a big brother, little sister relationship that they have there, strangely enough. So, well, it was fine, and it happened the same as happened the last two episodes. In the end, we had a very strange happening of, kicking and hitting little girls, and in this case, groping them as well. And he was more neither like, yes, I did it. That's really sick and very strange. But yeah, so they went for the same thing a third time. It's okay, I guess. Not really. However, we had a little bit of background about Araragi, which was interesting. So he talked about his own history. Because she questioned him about why she feels as though he's not wanting to go home, which, as we know now, is an important thing of her story. And it was that he stated he was quite good in school until he reached the high school, and then his notes dropped a lot, and he got, like it happens, fire at home, and this statement that he's not growing up. Bodily, physically, yes, but his mindset stays kid-like, which is something, I don't know, possibly some of you might have heard in their own past, or when it comes to other people. It's a typical thing if you are that you are like measured by society, that not only your parents but your surrounding, your social surrounding kind of requests that you behave in a specific way, and not always do we want to. Not always do we can do as society wants. Here's to the misfits. Praise to you. So, not bad in my view. But I see why that's giving him some fire at home. Why he was running away in this case for Mother's Day. So the family is not the perfect one. There are problems in the relationship with his parents as well. And to his sisters, no question. I mean, we've seen them. There was one thing during the fight which I found hilarious and strange. The fact that he was holding her very far away. Those arms looked extremely long due to the camera angle. And from my opinion, they played music from a carousel from the, I'm not sure how it is called, the market, where you are running in circles as little kids, which was kind of fitting but strange. Yeah. However, then we got the background story finally for Hachikuji. which is important. So she loves both of her parents. As we know now, she loved in the past. And they possibly loved her as well. There's no question, I think. But they had really, really problems with each other, which is happening in so many relationships. I mean, there are so many examples of this out there. And she's in the middle. You can't solve it. You're just a kid. So what to do? Once those parents split, she had to stay with one of them. And that was her statement. She's afraid that she will forget what her mother looks like. As we know now, she really did forget what her mother looked like, which is a sad thing. And I can see how much of emotional turmoil that means for a kid. So she went out and wanted to find her mother, and as if I interpreted the sounds that were played later on when there was the confession of her, what happened, and the story told to us what happened, it seems as though she was hit by a car while going to her mother's home. So a sad ending, and one might guess that it was possibly very devastating for her parents as well, which is why the area there is empty now. They will have sold the house and left. There's no question. Because if you would stay in this city, everything reminds you of your gunchild. And I think not many people are able to cope with that. So in this case, running away to somewhere else, building up something new is possibly the best hope for those. Well, that's what is already a mix-up of what she told him, and later on we learned. However, when Senjougahara came back, she, interestingly enough, smelled the perfume of Hanekura Tsubasa. So she's very, very perceptive about that and about him. So she's really watching him, looking for him, thinking about him a lot. So, which already gave us like a first clue that she is really interested in him in more than just an who's those guy way. Which leads to something else later on, as we know now. And then we had the one thing where I was like, yes. So she first started to apologize. For one thing here specifically. She had the problem to herself for 2 years or longer, that she was a freak. She was the one that was not normal, the weightless girl, the one with a curse on her, you know? So when people stated something that she couldn't see, couldn't hear, couldn't comprehend, she doubted herself. She thought, okay, I am the strange one. They are possibly right, and I just don't realize it. That's why she acted as though there was a girl, although she didn't see a girl. Which I pointed out 2 episodes ago, and I was right. But it was a lucky shot, no question there. So there was, so that's why she acted as though there was someone she was leading around. That was one thing, because she thought maybe it's still me. And the other thing which Araragi guesses, but doesn't say, is that maybe she didn't say it because she knows how it is to be the weird one and didn't want to give him this feeling. Didn't want him to, you know, to tell him, you're crazy, man. There is, I just think about, there's a very, very prominent movie, A Beautiful Mind, which has a little bit of this concept in. If you haven't seen it, you might want to. It's an interesting movie about mental illness and seeing people that aren't there and how to cope with it. So she does not see her because she is not there. She's a ghost. She is dead, as we know now. And the snail, we can see in this picture right here. If you turn it sideways, there you have the snail. When she's lying on the ground with her backpack on her back, And I didn't see it. I seriously didn't see it before. And in this moment, it was like, oh man, there it is. Yes, that's a snail. Sure. How could I miss that one? So she is the snail in this case. She is the one luring others, not on purpose really, in if they do not want to get to go home, and keeping them away from home, kind of. And if those others try to help her to get home, they will never succeed, because it is her, the snail's, thing to make sure they don't reach it. So it's a strange thing. And they solve this by, well, in my opinion, not such an easy solution. You will have to get that first. She only has the memories when she was alive, so she doesn't know the new routes, the new streets, other routes to her home. So they reached her home by going completely stupid ways that were new. So it took, I think Araragi stated it, the walk that should be like 10-15 minutes took multiple hours, so like 1 or 2 hours, because they walked very strange ways. But they reached it, and then there was no home. But that's not important anymore, because it was about reaching the place. And there was a very, very nice, a joyful scene in my opinion. It was very much into this going into the light, a ghost released picture of her happily jumping into this light and be gone, at least for now. So I like that they found a solution, and they, let's say, rescued her. But there was one major thing before that. The fact that Araragi was trapped. He's the one that was trapped. It was not her, it is him in this place, in this moment. She is as well. But he had the option, and Senjougahara kind of gave it to him, pitched it to him. He could just turn away from her, and he would be able to go home, everything would be fine. And it's done, you know? Just that she would not reach home. And that's the one thing. He's not willing to do that. He just wants to help. And so that's a very, very prominent thing, a very strong thing in his behavior. He just wants to help people with such problems, as he did with Senjougahara, as he did, as it seems, with Hanekura. I really have to check the name. Hanekara. So he has this inner drive to help people. And I like that. That's a very positive thing. Although you will have to watch out that something like that doesn't burn you. Because in many ways, when you do a lot for others, there comes the moment when you reach your limits. Because you do not care enough about yourself, maybe about your family, about your surrounding, your studies, your work, whatever. You know, all your personal life. If you sacrifice yourself and your time all over again for others, yes, it's a good thing. But it may happen that you burn out doing it. So we will have to watch that if that's happening. Right now there's no clue for it, but just thinking about. But that's what he insisted on. I want to help her. I have to help her get out of this circle. And they did. So he even was aware of one thing. Whenever Hachikuji met someone first time, she stated, "I hate you." Which is a very strong beginning. And a negative one. And now it makes sense. She is aware of what she is. She is aware of the fact that she is keeping people grounded, in the meaning of that they cannot reach their home. She is doing something that she had herself and hated. She was kept away from her mother. So that's something that she really has a problem with, but she can't change it. You know, it is kind of a curse. But by stating, "I hate you," there's a chance at least that this other person is just leaving, you know? and she's not imprisoning this person. So there's a good soul in her. She wants to do something else. And he realizes that. Nice one. And that's another point for him to help her. Yeah. We had the very, very nice moment after that happened. After he stated that he has to help her. That Senjougahara stated, "I love you." And it was like out of nowhere, you know? So I guess it is something she really means. And it is about the fact how he is, that he's doing things like this. And I really liked the reaction from her, the congratulations, because it was this mix of sincerity and of, I don't know, Joker. You know, like, yeah, congratulations. That was nice. I like that. So in the end, we had a talk between Senjougahara and Araragi about, well, where are we going? We two. And she really confessed, in my opinion, to him that she sees more in him, that she really likes him, and she wants to spend more time with him, which is more than just code for, hey, I want to be with you. So, and the one thing that she insisted in is that he has to state what he is thinking and feeling. And he is someone, he really tried to weasel his way out a little bit, but she put him to the ground. She pinned him and stated, okay, I really need a clear answer. And, well, he kind of gave it, you know. So, I guess they are a couple now, I guess. Which is fine for me. He's a nice dude. She's a nice girl. And we had one or two moments in this episode where she was smiling into the camera, and there you could see how much of a difference it makes if a person is smiling or not. Just looks better. And well, that's what it was in the end about. There we ended. And then in a little after show moment, we have someone coming back who possibly shouldn't have come back. So Hachikuji was promoted 2 ranks of spirits, and she's now a wandering soul, a wandering spirit. And stating she will be around a little bit now. I have no clue what that means, but it means that very likely we will see her again and again with Araragi. Because I think the two of them really like each other, and they are, at least for us, an entertaining pair of people hanging out together. So, nice done. So, the first 2 episodes were one closed part. Episode 3 to 5 were one, and now we will see what's going on in the next one. I might guess the next one takes 4 episodes, but maybe I'm wrong, you know? It seems to be something about fish-like creature. No idea. However, possibly more about Senjougahara and Araragi learning about each other and how to live with each other, how to cope. Maybe we will finally get a little bit more information about the sisters of Araragi, because they're very prominent in the series, but still we do know like nothing about them. And maybe we will see Oshino again, who was not shown really much into these episodes. That's it for this time. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did as well. And as always, feel free to comment, to like, and to subscribe. Visit my Patreon, visit my Facebook page, you know how it is. And I will see you next time. Until then, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.